Well, hello, my name is Brody, and today I am making the last episode of this series. And to be honest, it's the only episode that really matters, so there's no need to go to the previous episodes and check them out. This is the only one you need. I want to show you what I did to my copy of Divinity Origin Sin just to make it more immersive and better overall. I started this project before I even got the game. I knew from the Kickstarter that there were going to be a lot of enemies, but they weren't going to have any miniatures for them. Rather, they were going to use standee replacements marked A, B, C, D, E, and F. So I was a little interested in 3D printing in general at that point in time, and I thought, why not get into it now? I started to make a list of all the enemies, and I found models that somewhat resembled them. Even though it's the first thing I worked on, I'm going to show it at the end of the video because for the most part it's just a lot of pictures, so yeah. Little did I know, my quest to enhance this board game involved a lot more than just 3D printing. It started off with me making images to help my players, and I just assumed others in the community would want them too, so I uploaded them. Most of these images are pretty basic, like showing the talents, showing the summons, the source scales, all that good stuff. I wanted to make the experience as easy as possible for my players, so I made things like a character creator sheet. The last thing I need is players fiddling through cards taking forever to make their character. But with this, they can just simply see everything they need. I will admit though, I believe you can start the game with just a shield and no weapon, and I forgot to put that in there. It's very unlikely someone would actually do that, but I'm pretty sure it's an option. By far, the most used thing we've made was for the skills. I created a very wide image of all the skills in the game, and it's color-coded to match the skill schools of said skills. We used it a lot, and I'm sure others online also did. I put it on a big TV so they could all see it at the same time, and we would zoom in. Then they would be able to tell me what skill they wanted after leveling up. Again, I didn't want them fumbling through thousands of cards to find something that they might not even have wanted. One thing I love about having all these images online is that I could send them to my players so they can see it at home. I also made a tier list that doubles as a character editor, so my players could level up their characters at home before they even come over. They just need to send me a screenshot of their tier list and I'll add/remove from their character. It's easy. Easy peasy. No fumbling with cards, god damn it. Another thing I made was a location flowchart. This chart shows you what locations are linked together. The one you're looking at right now is considered the non-spoiler version, and this next one I'm about to pull up has more detail, could be considered spoilers. Skip 10 seconds ahead if you don't want to see it. This is just another thing I mostly just made for myself, so I knew where we would possibly be going in the game, and I also wanted to know if I needed to print specific minions in the upcoming board game session. Also, look how messed up my calipers are right now. I think the battery's low. Okay. Next thing. Other than the miniatures, this next one arguably adds more immersion to the game. I have turned each location's text summary thing into a soundscape narrative video. But that's not all. After I finished the locations, I also did the journal cards and the epilogues. That's crazy! This took me so long that you can see the quality improving in the videos the deeper you get into the game, especially with the AI images used. I found better methods and tools over time. It's all free and on YouTube. Here's a little sneak peek of a location and a journal card.
You overhear a guard in a corridor nearby mutter, "Won't be trouble for us much longer, lab rats." Moments later, sounds reverberate off the stone walls, a scream of terror followed by frantic pleas. You bite into the flesh of the dead dwarf and relive his last moments. Your heart races as you flip through your journal, looking over the clues that brought you to this secluded grove.
Wow. So not only did I make over 100 videos for this board game, each location video has battle and ambient music that fit with that location. Just in the name of immersion, baby. Cut that out. Those links are pinned in the comments of each one of those videos. It can get pretty messy on YouTube, so I made a web browser app thing you can open on your computer. There's links to each video. You can track your progress through the board game. This is what version 1 looked like before I updated it this year. Pretty bland and boring, but it got the job done. It links to the videos and you can tick off boxes and places you've been to and whatnot. The new version looks so much better and has some features the first one never had. You can write notes if you need to remember things in your campaign. Also, you can roll a die, which is super helpful for some of my custom house rules. Michael Sauce here. I made about 20 house rules for this game. I made these rules based off my experience playing the campaign twice. To sum some of them up, here are the merchant reworks. Specifically, these reworks limit how much you can spam the store visits. First one, you can only visit the store when you level up, but you gain 1 gold whenever a party kills a minion. Second, determine if the location you just left was outside. If it was, then you may visit the store. Both of these options have an item for a discounted price, which is perfect for my RNG dice on the tracker. The third option more so makes it feel like the enemies you kill drop loot, but you can only pick them up if you pay for it. It sounds weird when I say it now, but just go back, pause the video, and read it. It's fine. It's fine. All right, there's too much to talk about, so let's just read off 2 house rules per category. Let's go. Combat mechanics. I implemented a fairly simple barrel mechanic that utilizes the fire and water barrels. It's more RNG or dice rolling to determine placement of said barrels. If a minion has a range of 0, they have opportunist. So when you leave a minion's space, they attack you using 3 red dice, doing whatever damage type they would normally do. Alright, next one. Character powers and abilities. Okay, these sorcery works. Essentially, it's 6 possible options to change how source tokens are used in the game. Most of these do make the game more difficult. This one I haven't tried yet, but I really want to. Incarnates are actually totems. When an origin summons an incarnate, it stays in the spot they were summoned in. The incarnate no longer uses AP, but instead it just automatically takes its action after the summoner's turn is over. This makes incarnates actually a part of the game instead of a simple card. Pause. Okay, so I found a guy online and he's making models of these totems, so they're going to be 3D printable. Here's one, link in the description. I'm super excited. Loot and Game Master. Remove noble caps because they're just overpowered. And Game Master, a player only plays as the enemies in the game and basically just controls them. The last category, game flow and progression. Fail forward lets you progress in the game even if you lose, but you lose half your gold and next location is started with a skill on your cooldown. And the last one we'll talk about, revive action nerf. The only way to revive origins is with resurrection scrolls, just like the video game. That felt like a lot, but that was only half of them. Oh, something I forgot. All the links to everything in the description. There was actually one more thing. Something else I kind of wanted to add that falls in the category of house rules is more passives for origin characters, or at least a selection of passives. I want 3 options at the start of the game that you can pick from. I like the idea of having options to customize your character's core playstyle. Beast always falls into being a tank, but maybe he could have a passive that gives him armor instead of health. Or maybe he's good with throwable items. But who knows if I'll ever make something like that. It doesn't seem that hard. You could just literally just use paper, but I would have to think about 3 options for each character, and not to mention Sabine, which I don't like her base one anyway. Anyways, next. So I've been debating on whether or not I should add my house rules to my AI rulebook that I conjured. Essentially, I'm a slow reader and it takes me a while to find things in the rulebook. I looked on the internet, I found something called Notebook LM, and I'm pretty sure it's a Google product. You add your own sources for the AI to base its answers off of, and boom, the AI bases everything on Divinity. So I gave it a ton of references and sources to Divinity-esque things. It's an AI just for the board game. In here, I have the rulebooks, as well as a bunch of stuff that I had to manually write, like all the items, all the minions, etc. And I'm on the fence about adding the house rules because most people won't be playing with them. But there is an option to tick off any little source you don't want to use. What do you think? Should I add the house rules to the AI? It could get confusing if people don't know what's on. That's my concern too. So before we get into the miniatures, I noticed something about my review video for this board game. From mid-October to the beginning of December, I started to get consistent views, which is very strange and abnormal for me. So I went to go see where the views were coming from, and I've never seen this in all my 18 years of being on YouTube. My review video was being played as an ad. A 23-minute YouTube video being played as an ad. And I presume someone would have to pay YouTube to do this. I have no idea who it was, but thanks. I am quite proud of that review video. I'm probably half of its views. But seriously, objectively, I think it is a good review video because I praise it, and then for 2/3 of the video, I tell you what's wrong with it. So logically, I think it would be Larian who paid to have my video be an ad, but there's no way of knowing unless they tell me. But regardless of who it was, again, thanks. Okay, back to what started this whole immersive journey. The miniatures. This is my list of every single miniature. I originally wanted to make this video when I had finished all of them, but my motivation has kind of slowed down. There are some that aren't even painted yet, and there are others that honestly, I just can't find a good model for it online, whether I pay for it or not. And there's some models that, honestly, they could be used for 2 different enemies because it resembles both of them just enough. So I'm going to show you all of the minions, everything I printed, corresponding with the card next to it. It's important to note that I'm not a good painter, and we are looking at these miniatures very close up. Some of them are very clearly the first thing I ever painted, like the crocodiles, you'll see it. They are comically bad. Honestly, you can bully me in the comments if you want. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the comments, and enjoy.
It's just so much easier to throw, you know? Nope, no it's not. Oh, blocked! Something's about to happen, that's scary.